Yes. Back from not exploiting our not slave. I don't know, I don't think the relationship that Sphinx has with Tut is entirely healthy.
I mean, it's helping him progress. We got the medicine bag.
Yeah, but like, in this whole scheme, I think Tut is slightly... He's on the losing end of this bargain.
I guess, yeah, because he is dead and everything.
Notice, like, all he does is whenever we need a thing, we just, like, snap our fingers and say, hey, go get this thing and give it to the basket.
I mean, sure, but without him, we wouldn't be able to carry medicine around, apparently.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. It's super neat for us. But Tut is just getting the short end of the stick here.
Well, sure, but I mean, he's helping in his own way. And I mean, without him, we wouldn't be able to do anything. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, he's sort of a slave-ish. He's not really getting anything in return, other than the not end of the world.
I guess that is a thing to work towards. Maybe. We should buy him something next time we're in Abydos. I say as we walk around Abydos.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
What did you do for Valentine's Day? Suspicious dish?
Oh boy. I'm not going to answer that. Personal details.
Right. Oh, that sounds steamy.
Yep. Cough, cough, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay.
I'll tell you what I did for Valentine's Day. I found out that apparently I'm a magician.
Are we the long-lost brothers?
No. But I found out that day, on Valentine's Day, more snot came out of my nose than could possibly fit inside my entire head. So I don't see any like answer to that riddle other than I am a magician.
Well, welcome to the family, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah. You'll find your way sooner or later.
I really like that mask. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of the... Do you remember the bunny mask from BioShock?
Vaguely.
Like, you know, the Sander Cohen's...
Yes,
his whole thing?
Yeah. Well, those guys, I think those are just like officials.
Yeah, probably. Masks. It's all like Venetian and stuff. It's hecka cool.
It's cool. That guy has a sick, like, mask thing, but we're not going to see it. The giant sitting statue in the middle of the road. It's actually kind of rude, just setting up a chair and, like, sitting in the middle of the road. Come on, God statue. Be more polite next time.
Maybe it's not actually a statue. Maybe it was just, like, some guy who was having, like, a sitting down protest and got too out of hand. And...
yeah. Well, R.I.P. So yeah, this is just a little fetch questy section. It doesn't look too difficult, but that's because I know where all the herbs are. So this is fairly well practiced. But it's actually sort of neat to explore around and pick up your herbs now that you have the MacGuffin that lets you.
Well, you know, it's nice of you to completely neglect that aspect and just go straight from herb to herb.
If I didn't, you would be complaining, hey, don't you know where you're going? So don't even.
Yep, of course I would. Like, what else do you have me here for?
Well,
like, I'm not funny.
Watch me
all I do is just shit on everything you love. That's why you have me here.
That's it. You've spoiled it. You've hit the nail on the head.
It's a bad nail. You should have used a screw instead. No wonder all the shit keeps falling off your walls.
You don't screw into plywood, or sorry, drywall. I'll get it right one of these days. Here.
I can see why you're like a computer programmer person and not like a handyman. If you were my dad, I would not trust you like within 5 inches of any of my walls. There's a video game happening. Did you know that?
Yeah. So yeah, you just watch me wander aimlessly trying to figure out where the 5th herb is. It's actually in here.
Is it like in the sewer water?
Yeah.
Well,
somebody in the thread actually posted what that fish was in the water. Oh, really? It actually looks like hecka cool IRL as well. So it's a good JPEG. I recommend you check it out.
Weird place to like focus your research, but all right, I guess, you know. Maybe one of the guys on the team just really liked fish.
Yeah.
And he was like, I have this fish I really like, and if we're gonna have a fish in the game anyway, you know.
Well, it's a good fish to model. It's probably fun for the guy. Remember that key we got a long time ago in the chest outside for hitting the switches that I thought was a heart piece?
Yep.
This is where you use it. And inside are ...
I can't wait for this. What could be in the sewer in a video game? Rats? Say it isn't so.
Yes, those are apparently rats.
They look like fucked up sand slashes.
That's too. I disagree with the game that they are rats, but they are rats. There's actually a trick to those rats that we'll learn about later. Somewhat nifty thing. And
don't spend them all at once. But why do you keep picking up money?
I thought that was a heart piece. Genuinely, honestly, I forgot it was like a chest full of scarabs, because you don't know until you open it.
Aren't you like the official author of the Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy Game FAQs top-ranked guide?
No, that's some lady who now has a shitty YouTube LP channel. I'm not making this up.
Oh, really? Has she made an LP of this game?
No. She was one of those people who like made LPs because GameFAQs would give you money and prizes if you like made games of really like made FAQs as an incentive. But like at the top, she just has like, "Hey, I'm on YouTube now. Go watch my YouTube channel," and it's all like Slenderman LPs. It's great.
I didn't know that game FAQs were giving people money to make bad Let's Plays. What a world we live in.
When you think about it, it makes perfect sense that the people who write game FAQs are now doing LPs.
It's basically just a more effort-intensive version of the same thing.
Exactly. Well, which one is more effort-intensive than what? I'll leave for the viewer to decide.
Well, that depends on how much post-production you do on your LP. If you're just like dark side filling it with 20 videos a day, then you know.
Yeah. So the mayor's sick in this video game that we're playing right now on the screen that we're not talking about.
I thought he was the king.
Sorry,
but he is the mayor. It says in the thing.
Yeah, he's the mayor and king at the same time. He's a very busy individual.
Is he also like God Emperor while we're at it?
No, that's Anubis. I still can't pronounce it right. I wonder what those birds on the left are thinking together, talking to each other, whispering to each other.
They look like perfectly upstanding citizens to me.
I know. I foresee nothing wrong.
Oh no! How could this have happened? Those two birds are actually evil. Trying to pin the blame on us.
Never trust a bird with a perpendicular neck.
Or just, I guess, racial profiling.
There
is a pattern emerging. I'm just saying.
Thanks, game. Figured, before I go out and talk to the mayor about things he might be doing, might as well take advantage of the situation, get on the throne, see what it feels like to be a king.
It feels lonely on the top, I gotta say. There's not a lot of company up here. It's like some dork with a like weak as hell complexion.
Yeah. And the city doesn't look too grand from the windows here.
Well, the window doesn't really look out on the city. It's mostly just like empty skybox.
The ocean. You can see like a pyramid in the distance. Maybe that's supposed to be Heliopolis. Although Heliopolis doesn't really have a pyramid either. So
oh, I guess they didn't manage to convince him that we were the guy who poisoned him. Suck it, evil advisors. Goodwill triumph. Why were we healing the mayor again? I kind of forgot.
Because he has a crown.
Oh.
And Anubis wants us to get a crown.
Fair enough.
See?
Yeah.
Here's our crown.
Again, doesn't seem like the kind of thing a mayor should have.
No.
Oh, the text is animated. This is some serious caps lock going on here.
Oof. imagine him screaming, but louder.
Wait, you can't do that. It was like in the when Link picks a treasure out of a box and he's like holding it above his head without actually touching it. It was like in that mode. You can't just physically take it out of there. That's not how games work. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do. Yes. Well, this game loves to subvert your expectations. It's the next Danganronpa.
Gosh. People are upset about the official localization, unsurprisingly.
It was okay. I didn't mind it.
We're not going to go any deeper into it than that, just laughing at nerds being upset about translations.
Yeah, sorry anime nerds. You have been anime nerded. That's all you have to say, guard? Like, some dude stole the crown, and you're like, don't disturb me while I'm on duty. What the fuck are you doing when you're on duty?
He's guarding the door and make sure no one touches it. It's a very important door.
Like, shouldn't security go after them?
No, because, he's not the crown guard, he's the door guard.
I guess.
The crown guard is off duty. Which, sucks for you.
Yeah. So, underneath the wonderful council chambers is, I don't know, the final boss of Metroid Prime? Like,
I don't know, this is very boss arena. This is super this, apart from the lack of fire, it kind of reminds me of where you fight snake lava dragon thing in Ocarina of Time.
Vaguely, yeah.
The whole raised
it's a
platform.
chunk of rock, I guess, is the place in common here.
I don't know, just the kind of, I guess, shape of the place reminds me of it. I don't know, it's very intangible feeling.
Yep. The blue and magenta, I think, is an interesting color scheme, but
I'm thinking back to what nothing I know of Egypt, and Set is he's a bad dude, isn't he? He's
yes.
I think he's a god of death.
He might be. Somebody in the thread, I'm quite sure, posted about this already.
Yeah, I know. In Persona 3 and 4, he's a big red lizard dragon.
Well, okay then.
Also, these birds are not birds at all. They're a golden gargoyle.
I don't exactly know what this boss is, other than... Oh. Well... I wonder what we do with this. Obviously... Ooh, wow.
Jesus. Well...
So this guy has powerful wind effects.
I see.
It's somewhat annoying to deal with, because you can't jump, or else you'll just get pushed off by the wind.
Too bad this isn't the game where you got that flute that lets you control the wind.
I know. So, you just have to run against it and hope you platform correctly. And since the landmass isn't entirely circular, you have to strafe if you're going through a narrow spot. Also, there's mines that are lanterns.
Ugh.
I don't think mines are supposed to do that.
This is some very weird shockwaves.
Yeah.
I know we've seen them before, but they just look strange. They're extremely video gamey.
I like that they have street lamps on the side, so if you have to activate the crystals in the light of night, you can safely do it without
I wonder who left.
Stepping off.
I wonder who built those streetlights. Someone must have made this place.
Exactly.
This didn't just happen by itself.
And somebody must have built these magical disappearing pillars, which we're destroying.
Yeah.
We're destroying millions upon millions of property value here.
No, I guess I can attribute that to Golden Skeleton Gargoyle there doing his thing and evil magicking them away. But the streetlights, someone has to have placed those. maybe they were. Maybe do you remember the miners from Jak and Daxter, who were trying to get out that giant gem from the cave? There are gems here. Maybe they were down here.
Maybe. So yeah, we activate all 4 crystals, and makes a sound effect and a particle physics effect, and something happens.
And if you do it enough times,
yeah,
the boss dies.
It's not very indicative of what you're supposed to do. I didn't actually think I was hurting the boss because the camera angles are a bit silly. You can't really see the dragon getting hurt. It just sort of the screen shakes and the sound effect happens.
I don't know, it doesn't really look like a dragon to me.
Okay.
You know, smoke, this is not.
No, but it is undead, so...
Yeah, but, like, is that a property,
dragon.
like, analogous to dragons? Undead?
I think so. I mean, if you can have undead gargoyles, I don't see why you can't have undead skeleton dragon lizard man.
No, like, I'm not arguing against the fact that you can have them. I'm just saying I don't think this is one.
It's a skeleton. I don't see what's wrong.
Let me tell you about my fan fictions, and this in which I wrote, and this is clearly not a dragon.
Okay. Please do. Send me the URL after. I'll rate it on fanfiction.net. I'm actually a moderator there.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
That would...
I was trying to figure out if the blowpipe would actually, like, hurt the crystals, because it is our only other weapon besides the sword. Like, maybe I could get a better camera angle, but the guy sniped me.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, if you can do that, that sounds like a pretty major oversight, because that would trivialize this fight.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just can't help but think it's not very good.
No! Fell through the crack.
Luckily, you have, like, 3/4, like,
Luckily,
2/3.
also, the guy... I got really lucky with both times I fell off, because sometimes he can continue his wind attack here, and you see that little, like, gap you have to jump over?
Yeah.
You're affected by wind in there as well.
Oh.
So you can, like, just, like, respawn and then get pushed off immediately and then die. So I was really lucky that both times he ended his wind effect.
I can't help but feel that is not very good boss design to have a fight where you're not looking at the boss for like 80% of it.
Yeah, this one is a bit of a rush job, I agree. But thankfully, if you hit it 12 times, or however many it is, it's really not indicative that you're just supposed to repeat that over and over, but...
This is some A-grade gameplay right here.
The first boss isn't great, and I apologize. The other ones
well, you know, you can have a good game without great bosses. Like I talked about Jak and Daxter earlier. That game, like the first boss in that game was shit, but overall it was a very good game.
Yeah.
Right. We have the crown back.
And I know that like the symphony wants us to pick it up right now, but I'm like, you know what? I want to experiment a bit more with this boss arena. Because I'm actually genuinely curious. I was going to like see if I could hit them with the blowpipe. Answer is no, but you can still activate them.
This is some very like epic crystal hitting.
I know.
Like it needs some like Jack Sparrow swashbuckling around on the deck of a pirate ship in a storm to properly fit the music. Oh, the crystals grow back.
That explains a lot. I know. I know I don't.
Well, thanks for
explaining it. Like, seriously, don't just be a sarcastic asshole. Just, like, tell me what's wrong with it. Well, I guess that's a thing. Well, we know that.
Well, it sure was great of the Dark Void to tell us that. Maybe next time don't take so much acid before fighting the skeleton gargoyles. Sphinx.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
You're
not such a sarcastic asshole after all. Actually, you gave us something. That's good.
I'm not quite sure how to react to that. That's... Like, there was no transition I missed, right? It was just... You pick up the crown, and then, like, the light at the end of the tunnel tells you that you're an asshole for picking it up. Like, you're a dumbass. Here, have this golden ankh. Later, bro.